Alright, I just got a new knife in, but first, a movie recommendation from 1976 called Taxi Driver. It's all about Robert De Niro, who plays a character named Travis Bickle, and he drives a taxi. And this has been voted as one of the top 100 movies of all time. But let's take a look at this knife I just got. Okay, it was a really cheap knife, and that is dollar-wise. It only costs about 10 bucks. It's an Mtech, and the number is right there. And this, of course, was made in the rice bowl. So let's take a look at this thing. It's called a rescue knife. And the first thing about it, it's kind of heavy. It weighs in at 4 ounces. And it does, as you can see, has a flipper on it right there. But I loosened up the pivot screw, and I can't get that pivot to flip out there. But it does have a thumb disc right there, and that works pretty good. It's not real fast, but it's not real bad. It's just not a flipper knife like a Kershaw or a Spyderco. So this is the Mtech Rescue knife, and on the thumb disc you can see some. See if you can see these. There are some traction notches right there on the thumb disc, and you can see them. And this thing has an aluminum body. I'm pretty sure it's aluminum. It's kind of heavy, so it might be steel. It's kind of a matte black finish, and it's only got a one-way pocket clip, and that is set up for left-hand tip-down carry. Does not have a lanyard hole, and I'm going to show you the traction notches on the scales. Right there, there's some. There's a bunch of them there, and on the other side there's also traction serrations. But they're kind of slick. They don't really work that good. And the overall length of this thing is right at 6 inches, and the blade is 2 1/4 inches. And this is actually a chisel grind. It's flat on this side, and it's been sharpened on that side. And they actually call this a saw blade. And this thing does have a liner lock. And because I loosened the pivot screw up, it does have a bit of blade play side to side and a little bit up and down. I'll probably tighten that up back a little bit. The best way to open this is with the thumb disc. Like I said, you can't use the flipper. It's just too tight. Just doesn't work. I don't know. And I got it for right around, I think it was $10 on Amazon. But I would not consider this a primary knife. This is definitely a rescue knife. Let's do a little cut test. There's an old ding-dong box. Very sharp. And the steel on this is 440. Yeah, this will go through any seat belt or whatever you have to use it for. And it does have an impact side. A lot of people call that a glass breaker, but I just call it an impact side. Impact tool right there on this end. Fits in your hand just about. It's almost too short to be an impact weapon. But there it is. That's the Mtech Rescue knife. Not bad for $10. It's very sharp, very pointy. I wouldn't pass this one up if I had the chance again. Don't forget about Travis Bickle, the taxi driver. Knuckle bump.